Welcome back to Science Online class. I am your science teacher, Mr. C.P. Barrett, and here we are talking about the chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure? In my last lecture, we have talked about some of the separation technique, and only one thing we have seen that actually the dye, whatever the dye we are using, okay, for as a color component, actually it is also a mixture with the water, and that water and dye both can be separated out with the help of simple evaporation method, okay, that we have seen in the last lecture. Right now, see some of the more separation methods are there that we have to study in this particular chapter. So what are these? So first you can see separation methods, separation of the milk with the from the cream, separation of the milk from the cream. So what is the thing? Actually the milk is not a pure matter that we are knowing it. Actually it is also a mixture. It is a mixture of water with the protein and the butter. So this is a very common practice. Generally what we do, we separate the butter from the milk. We separate the butter for the milk actually for the preparation of the ghee, you can say, and this is a very common practice that is done in each and every home. Our mothers, okay, actually they do it. And how they do it? Actually, so that is the process. That particular process, it is named as centrifugation. This particular separation technique, it is known as a centrifugation method. What is the centrifugation method? First, with the help of activity, we will try to understand. After that, we will see what is the exact definition of the centrifugation here. So what we have to do, we have to just take what your mothers generally do. They take one container and they take what kind of the milk is there. Okay, matta, you can say milk matta, whatever the things are there, you generally take it inside it. And after that, with the help of the milk churner, with the help of the milk churner that we understand, it is either it is made by the metal piece, either it is made by the wooden piece, and with the help of milk churner, sometimes you have seen your mother is doing this. Means generally they just continuously they revolve it. They revolve that particular thing inside the milk, inside the mixture of the matta, whatever you have taken. So what happens? Some of the denser particles, some of the malai, you can say, some of the denser particles actually which are used, which are the butter, you can say. Actually it is making the separate layer from the another less denser particles. Whatever the less denser particles are there, they just appear in form of the foam on the upper side, and whatever the denser particles are there, that actually we call it butter. These are the butter and these are the malai, you can say. Some they just making the separate layer, and they, because their density is more as compared to the foam, so they generally settle down at the bottom of the pot. Whatever the denser particles are there, they generally settle down at the bottom side, and whatever the lighter particles are there, which are actually matta, you can say, chhach, you can say, it is just coming on the upper side. So in this way we can separate the butter actually which is present inside the milk with the help of this particular method. And that particular method which we are doing for so many years, that particular method, it is known as a centrifugation method. Right now, see what is the centrifugation method. So the technique which is used to separate the solid which are smaller in size. Generally what happens? Can you separate the butter from the milk with the help of the filtration technique? No. Why the filtration? Why? Because the filtration technique we can use wherever the solute particles are bigger in size. But here you can see the solute particles, whatever the butter is there inside the milk, it is also very small in size. So when we adopt the filtration technique, so it is not useful, because the solute particles also passes from the smaller holes of the filter paper, and that's why that filtration method, it cannot be used there. So what is the best method? The technique which is used to separate the solid particles which are very smaller in size, and if it is present in form of the mixture, so such particular technique is used as a centrifugation, okay, and it cannot be separated by the filtration. Same thing I have told you. So this is known as the centrifugation method, and this particular technique generally it is used for the separation of the butter from the milk, and also so many other applications are also there that you can study at your book. Okay, right now see the next technique. Next technique is the separation of the two immiscible liquids. Separation of the two immiscible liquids. What is the immiscible liquids? So the liquids which are not mixed with each other. Two kind of the liquids which are not miscible with each other. Yeah, or you can say which are not mixed with each other. It is known as immiscible liquids. Generally we can take the example of oil. For example, because all the oils, either it is vegetable oil, either it is fuel oil, full fuel oil, actually it is immiscible with the water. Generally you have seen that the light, okay, the oil they makes the separate layer when you are mixing it with the water. So this particular technique, it is known as the, see here, we have taken the example of kerosene oil and water. For example, one mixture is given to us, that is the mixture of kerosene oil and water, and the task that is given to us, it is just to separate the kerosene oil from the water. So what particular technique we are going to use? That particular technique, it is used as a separating funnel. That with the help of the separating funnel, actually the kerosene oil and the water, they can be separated out. Means we can separate out the two immiscible liquids. Right now, see what is the separating funnel. I have made on the left hand side, you can see one diagram. This particular arrangement, it is known as a separating funnel. In a separating funnel, you can see it is made by the glass. It is made by the glass, so that we can see from the outside. It is made by any kind of the transparent matter like glass, you can say. And what we have to do, very simple arrangement, we have to just insert the mixture inside the separating funnel. So what kind of the mixture we have? Water and kerosene oil. It will be just put under the separating funnel, and after that we have to just leave it for the few minutes. So after the few minutes, we will observe that because the kerosene oil, it is very lighter, and that's why they will be just settle down on the top surface of the water. They will make their separate layer, and that separate layer you can see like here, kerosene oil layer, that will be just it will make the separate layer as compared to the water. Water density is higher, and that's why they are just making their layer on the downside. And because the kerosene oil, it is their density is less, you can say, as compared to the water, and that's why they are making their separate layer on the top surface. And after that, we can see them, they are making the separate layer. And here you can see one arrangement is there on the downside. This is known as the stopcock. That stopcock, it is a clamping kind of device that we can tight also, that we can loose also. Okay, so it is same like the tap. Generally, what kind of the taps we have seen? It is same like that. So we have to just release the stopcock, so that all the water particles, they will be that we can collect in the separate container. Here we can put some separate container, and we can collect all the water particles. Right now, see, whenever this particular layer, kerosene oil layer, it will just reach to the stopcock. At the same moment, we have to tight it, and in this way we can separate both the things. Kerosene oil, it will left behind inside the separating funnel, and whatever the water particles will be there, that we have collected in the separate container with the help of this stopcock. So this is a simple arrangement, okay. And this particular method is known as a separating funnel technique, used for the separation of two immiscible liquids, okay. Right now, see what is the next thing. The next thing here I have written in front of you, separation of the mixture of salt and camphor. Separation of the mixture of salt and camphor. What is the camphor here? Camphor means kapoor. Actually, in my last class, I have discussed about this, and this particular process, it is called sublimation process. When we are going to talk about the sublimation process, so what is the sublimation process? The process, what happens? What is the sublimation process? First, we are going to understand the process in which some solid. The process in which some solid, they directly change their state from the solid to the gaseous state. They directly change their state from the solid to the gaseous state when we are heating them. When we are heating them, so some solid, they directly change their state from solid to the gaseous state. And after that, when we are cooling their vapor, so directly again they change their state from the gaseous state to the solid state. So such particular process, it is known as a sublimation process. And there are so many solid examples we are knowing right now, because we have already this particular thing, it has come in the first chapter. So what are these particular components? Actually, all the solids which change their state directly from the solid to the gaseous state, these are known as the sublimable solid. Sublimable solid. These are the names given to such kind of the solids. What are the example of these solids? So camphor is one. Camphor is the one example. You can say kapoor, and after that iodine, and after that naphthalene balls. Naphthalene balls you have seen, white in color, and it is used to protect our clothes or to protect some kind of the things from the insects. So that naphthalene balls, it is also the sublimable component, okay. Camphor, or you can say iodine, you can say ammonium chloride. Last time we have taken the example of ammonium chloride, okay. Right now, see what we have to do, same process is there. We have to just put the, so if any sublimable kind of the component, Okay, if it is present in the mixture, so in that particular process, this sublimation process we can use. How? We have taken the mixture of salt and camphor, no problem. We have to just consider one china dish, and we have to take the mixture inside the china dish. After that, this is what? This is the inverted funnel, you can say. Okay, we have to just consider one inverted funnel, okay, which is made by the plastic, no problem. And we have to keep it in the inverted form, and we have to cover the mixture with the help of the inverted funnel. And on the mouth of the inverted funnel we have to put one cotton plug. Why? Because we want that whatever the smoke, whatever the vapor that is going to be generated inside the what? Inverted funnel, whatever the vapor it will be produced inside the inverted funnel, it should not escape out, bahar nahi jana chahiye. That is the foremost condition. And after that, nothing, with the help of the Bunsen burner, with the help of any kind of the flame, we have to heat the mixture. So definitely when we are heating the mixture, so the sublimable component, so the camphor, directly it will vaporize and it will change their state from solid to the gaseous state. And you can see here I have not made. What happens on the walls of the inverted funnel? On the walls of the inverted funnel, they will deposit. You can say this is the vapor of, you can write down, some of the vapor of camphor. Some of the vapor of camphor, it will be just deposited on the walls of the inverted funnel. So nothing, after the process, what we have to do, we have to just cool this vapor of the camphor. After that, first we have to heat them, and after that we have to cool the vapor of camphor, which is going to be deposited on the different walls of the inverted funnel. So when we are cooling the vapor of the camphor, so definitely we will get again they will change their state in the solid form. So in this way they will be solidified and we will get the solid camphor. So this is the process, and whatever the things which will be left behind in the china dish, it is none other than the salt particles. So this is by this particular process, by this sublimation process, we can separate any sublimable component if it is present in the mixture with the another components. So by this is a very good process by which we can separate these things. So that we have studied earlier, no problem. Right now see what is the next thing we have to see. Look here, I am going to rub the board. I hope that both the process you have understand well, because one was the earlier we have studied, and that separating funnel technique also I think we have studied it in the lower classes. Right now see, is the dye, next thing is that whatever the thing is the dye, sorry, is the dye we have seen. Dye is what? Dye is a color. Is the dye is a single color? Is the dye is a single color? That we have to observe. So for that we have to again do some kind of the activity. What we have to do? We have to consider one filter paper. This is a filter paper. What are the things that I am going to do on the board? You have to just watch it. It is very easy. We have to take one filter paper. Either you are taking red. We have to take one piece of the filter paper, whatever I have made here, and after that, just from the lower edge, with the gap of the 3 centimeter, we have to draw one line with the help of the pencil. From the lower edge, we have to take 3 centimeter distance from the lower edge, and we have to draw one line with the help of the pencil. And after that, what we have to do? We have to, with the help of the sketch pen, either with the help of the sketch pen, either with the help of the ballpoint pen, we have to make one particular dot. But where? On that particular line which we have drawn with the help of the pencil. So this is the first thing, okay. And after that, what we have to do? We have to consider one test tube. Test tube we have seen. It is available in the laboratory. And after that, we have to take some small amount of water. We have to fill it with the small amount of the water inside the, what we can say, test tube. And we have to just, what we have to do? We have to just suspend this particular filter paper just above the water surface. just above the water surface, either with the help of the paper clips. You can say either with the help of the paper clips. I am not going to make the proper diagram which is given in the book, and you may take the help of the stand. Any kind of the stand you can take. So what is the thing actually I am trying to explain you. First we have to take one filter paper, and after that we are taking one measurement 3 cm from the lower edge, and we have just drawn one line, and on the line we have just make one point with the help of the sketch pen, and that point actually it is a that point is the point which is made by us with the help of the sketch pen. It is none other than the you can say it is a die. Die is a color. Right now see, we have to make such kind of the arrangement wherever we have taken the test tube and we have filled it with the small amount of the water, and whatever the dot that we have made actually it is just present above the surface of the water. So what will happen with the help of the water, that filter paper it will become wet, and slowly the water it will rises. क्या होगा, ये वाटर के जो पार्टिकल्स होंगे वो राइजेस होने लग जाएंगे, एब्जॉर्ब करते चले जाएंगे किसको, फिल्टर पेपर को, एंड दैट पर्टिकुलर वाटर पार्टिकल्स इट विल राइजेस इन द हाइट ऑफ द फिल्टर पेपर. इन द हाइट ऑफ द फिल्टर पेपर ये वाटर पार्टिकल्स राइज होने लग जाएंगे और ज्यादा एब्जॉर्ब करने लग जाएंगे. So whenever they reach on that dot point, so actually that dot it is a mixture of so many color components. Whatever the dye is there, that dye is a mixture of so many color component. So whatever the color component, it is more soluble in the water. Some of the color components it is more soluble in the water. Some of the color components it is less soluble in the water. So the color component which is more soluble in the water, they will also rises up with the water. They will also rises with the water, means water के साथ ये particles राइज होते चले जाएंगे और वाटर इसको क्या करने लग जाएगा, इट विल ड्रैग द कलर कंपोनेंट. वाटर जो भी कलर कंपोनेंट है उसको ड्रैग करने लग जाएगा, अपने साथ एब्जॉर्ब करता हुआ ऊपर लेता चला जाएगा. So at the same moment we can see that actually dye it is not a single color and it is a mixture of so many components of the color, and the color component which is more soluble with the water, they are just dragging out with the water particles, and we can say that there is a separation of different color component. There is a separation of different color component by which the dye is going to be prepared. So in this way we can do it. Figure is properly given at your book, but whatever the concept behind it, that I have explained you well. Till here I am going to finish my lecture. Next time we have to study about the distillation and fractional distillation. So till then, all the best. Thank you so much.